I'm Jim Plumridge for CKVI Radio, and I'm here with starting pitcher for the Toronto Blue Jays, Michalak. Thank you for taking the time to speak with me, Chris.
No problem. Anytime, Jim.
Have you always been a pitcher, or were there any other positions that sparked your interest while growing up?
Pretty much always been a pitcher, but I did play some other positions in high school and in college, first base and outfield. But I knew that if I was going to ever play professional baseball, I was going to be as a pitcher. So pretty much as a young kid, I'd say about 7 years old, I started pitching.
When did you first know that baseball is what you wanted to do with your life?
Probably when I was about in fourth grade. I was fortunate enough to have a cousin that was drafted by the Giants in the first round, and he, by the name of Mark Grant, he played about 7 years in the big leagues.
Have you ever played the role of a relief pitcher, and how do you feel about the differences in roles as a relief pitcher and a starter?
Yes, I have been a relief pitcher many years in the minor leagues. It's a little bit different than being a starter. You have to come to the park ready to pitch every day. That's one of the advantages. No matter if the night before you had a bad outing, you know that you can come to the park the next day and redeem yourself, get right back out there on the mound and have a good outing. I feel a little bit more comfortable starting because I know I'm going to get the ball every fifth day, and I have a workout that I do in between starts that gets me ready for that fifth day to go out there and start. And I just feel I'm more comfortable out there because I can utilize my pitches a little bit more than as a reliever.
I've heard that some pitchers work a lot on strengthening not only their arm but their legs as well. And what kind of training do you go through to be able to throw over 100 pitches a game?
The biggest thing is, you're correct, your legs are very important, almost probably more important than your arm, because your legs, if you use your legs properly, you're going to take a lot of strain off your arm. So therefore we have to do a lot of lifting with your legs, but most importantly is a lot of cardiovascular stuff as far as getting on a bike or a treadmill or doing some running. You run 20-25 minutes a day in between your starts to get ready for those 100 pitches when you do have to start.
What kind of routine do you go through on the day of the game?
Pretty much I get here, about two and a half hours before the game, and I just, get changed into my baseball clothes, just kind of relax a little bit around the clubhouse, watch some video of maybe my last outing or the opposing team that I'm gonna be facing that night, and see what type of strengths and weaknesses that they have, and take that into the game and get ready. And then probably about an hour before the game, I'll head into the training room and get stretched out and start getting loose, and then head out to the field and go through that routine out there.
After a start, I would imagine you have to help your arm recover to be able to pitch again in 4 or 5 days. What do you do between finishing one outing and your next start to get yourself ready?
The first thing you do after the game is you go in and you ice for about 20 minutes. You ice your shoulder and I ice my elbow, just to repair anything that, you're tearing your muscles every time you throw a ball. So the ice helps out in recovery time. And then in between starts, I'll just play catch every day. And on the second day after a start, I'll go ahead and throw about 50 pitches off the mound in the bullpen just to work on some stuff. And then, like I said before, conditioning is a big thing. 20 minutes a day, 15 minutes a day, something like that, just to keep up my endurance, so I'm ready when I have to start.
Most pitchers need a few good pitches to survive in the majors. Whether you have a good fastball or a curveball might not matter if you have no control. Are certain pitches easier than others to control?
Definitely. The fastball obviously is the easiest pitch to control because it's the straightest, and that's the one you throw the most. For me, control is the biggest thing of my game because I don't throw the ball that hard. I throw the ball probably about 85 miles an hour, so I have to rely on location, and I have to rely on location on all my pitches. So fastball and my changeup are probably my bread and butter pitches, and I have a curveball that I can throw for strikes. It's not a nasty pitch or anything like that, but it's a pitch I can throw for a strike, and that just comes through repetition.
Who are some of your toughest batters you face, and why?
So far, Manny Ramirez is a pretty good hitter, and he got me for a home run. He's a tough one, and also any major league hitter is pretty tough out. So he's been pretty tough against me. Rafael Palmeiro hit me pretty well in Texas. Being a left-handed hitter, I struggled a little bit with him, and that's something that I usually don't do. I don't struggle with left-handed hitters, but Rafael, that's why he's probably going to be in the Hall of Fame in a couple of years, because he is a great hitter.
As an American League pitcher, How do you think hitting for a day in an interleague game will affect your pitching performance?
Well, hopefully it doesn't affect my pitching performance at all. Basically, for a pitcher, the biggest thing is get your bunts down. That's the only time. That's really the only thing that I'm going to have to do in a key situation. Probably the only time I'm going to get to swing the bat is if nobody's on base, or if we got 2 outs and I can't afford to bunt. So we work in between. We've been working these last couple of weeks, taking some batting practice with the pitchers, working on our bunts mainly. Probably get more bunts down than we take swings. So as far as pitching, you try not to take what you do at the plate out to the mound. And for us being American League pitchers, anything we do at the plate's gravy. If we get a hit or we move a runner over, then we've helped ourselves out. So that you try not to take that out to the mound, and hopefully I won't.
Thank you for taking the time to speak with me. I've been speaking with starting pitcher for the Toronto Blue Jays, Michalak. I'm Jim Plumridge for CKVI Radio.